Hey guys, this is Light, and a lot of people ask me for my opinion on Etheria, so I'm just gonna make a honest and non-sponsored review of Etheria. And just to be clear, I was not paid to promote Etheria on release like every other streamer and their mom. So let's get into it. Etheria markets itself as the next modern PvP gacha, which means it's competing with Summer's War and of course E7. So I'll be making plenty of references to them. So when we talk about PvP gachas, the main things are how free-to-play or whale-friendly it is, the gacha system, the gear system, the balancing, and of course like how fun it is too. So let's first talk about how free-to-play or whale-friendly this game is. So people tend to have different opinions or like different definitions of what it means to be free-to-play friendly. So I'll define it right now in my own opinion. So to me, free-to-play friendly means that you will eventually be able to compete with whales in PvP, which entails the game giving you enough resources to farm gear and pool enough units without spending. For example, I consider E7 to be very free to play, very free to play friendly because with about 1 year of playtime or less, you'll be able to reach top 1000 in RTA, which is pretty crazy for a 7-year-old game. And also, if you've been free to play since close to the beginning of the game, your account will easily be good enough for top 100, which is pretty crazy, right? As a free to play. And as for Etheria, I honestly think it's too early to say if this game is free to play friendly because there's a lot that we don't know. We don't know anything about their unit release tendencies, so we don't know how often they're going to release broken units that are must pulls for both RGBs and LD5s. And like, as for the gearing, I want to believe that in a few months from now, the gear will start to plateau and whales will only be refreshing energy for like high speed gear or super min-maxed gear with perfect substats, and I think that's when like free to play and low spenders will be like catching up. But we'll have to see. Like as long as the devs don't introduce new stuff to farm, it'll probably be fine. And like as for how whale friendly it is, I won't sugarcoat it. It's extremely whale friendly. Like there's so many packs that you can buy and like they refresh regularly, right? And they come out with new packs all the time. And relative to other PvP games, like the packs are pretty cheap. Like the whale ceiling is really low. Like if you if you drop like $2,000, you can buy like everything and pull almost every unit. And like all these packs help a lot with progression because like they give you energy, they give you like the skill materials, they give you like the rank up materials, and like they give you a lot of stuff to help you with your progression. So yeah, the packs are pretty good and they're cheap. And yeah, so like that means like you won't like if you're a whale, you won't have to farm like the EXP material as much. You won't have to farm like the skill up material as much. And yeah, if you spend a lot, you'll definitely pull a lot of dupes as well, which are also pretty impactful. Like for example, so like a unit with no dupes compared to a unit with full dupes, like someone did the math, they're like 20% stronger. But like look at this. So one dupe, you get 5% more base stats, right? Attack, defense, HP. Like decent boost. And like for two dupes, 12 crit damage, that's like 3 rolls of crit damage. And then another 5% base stats, like whatever bonus stat here. And then like when you're fully maxed, like you get 10% more damage and 10% damage reduction. Like that's kind of crazy. It's like no dupe versus like full dupe. It's a pretty decent difference. But they do They do help you get dupes though. Like you, like in the guild, you can get like you can request currency or you can request thingies to get dupes of units. So after like 50 days of requesting the same unit, you can get an imprint for them, which is nice. And also you get an imprint every month from the RTA shop, which is also pretty nice. But yeah, dupes do a lot, but at least they help you get dupes. And also, if you're a whale, you can refresh energy 10 times a day. And it's decently expensive. Like if we're going by like the 2 times crystal value, like from the packs, it costs roughly 750 USD a day, or like 200 something, like 220 USD a month to full refresh. And that's like an extra 1000 energy a day, which is a lot of progression. So yeah, safe to say it is extremely whale friendly. And yeah, and spending goes a long way here. I don't know if that's a good thing. But yeah, very whale friendly, and you don't have to spend like ridiculous amounts. And sorry. This is pretty subjective. I know like $2,000 might be a ridiculous amount to some people, but like the gacha wheels I know, like they're very they're very used to spending a lot of money. I don't know. But like, relative to other gacha games, like $2,000 to get everything, it's probably not, it's not that expensive, right? Just kidding. It's pretty expensive. It's just relative though. But but yeah, besides that, let's talk about the gacha system now. So this is the weirdest gacha system I have ever seen in any game. um, so this banner says limited, right? And if you see the word limited in other games, you'll think like the character would only appear in this banner. But for some reason, they're also in the permanent banner already. Like Hoyan's here, and so is Holden. But the thing about the permanent banner is that you have a decent chance to get an ML5 from it too. Right? So you have like 0.75 to get like an RGB ML5 and a 0.25 to get an LD. So like every 4 SSRs you get, one of them on average will be an ML5. So like if you're missing a lot of units, is there even a point in pulling on these banners? Like what if you just like it's weird because like I don't know, I feel like if I'm missing a lot of units, I'd rather dump everything into the permanent summon rather than these. Because like these aren't limited because they're already in here, which is weird. I don't know if that's a good thing, but I managed to pull both of these though. Like I got in, like the game gave me enough resources. Like I dumped so many pulls into the permanent summon and then I could still pull both of these. Which is nice. But yeah, and then as for like the OD units, so the OD summon is like 3 times more expensive than the permanent summon, and also there's like a target banner. And for like an LD5, like there used to be a Messiah banner here, but that's gone now. And it costs like with the 2 times Hydra packs, it costs like $200 to like fully pity an OD unit. But they'll probably release packs every time there's a new LD, and they'll be like decently priced summons probably, so it'll probably be consistently like $200 to pity. And like you can get like 5 of these summons a month from the RTA shop, and you'll get a few of them from Guild War 2. So as far as like getting OD units, it's definitely easier than an E7. I know a lot of lucky people got most of the OD5s from here already. But yeah, the summon system definitely cheaper than say E7 for sure. So yeah, it's weird, but the units aren't too hard to get, I guess. Though you do have to be a little lucky, because like I probably dumped like 700 or 800 summons into the perma banner, and this is what my journal looks like. Like I only have two of the LDs, which is on the unlucky side, honestly. Like I have 3 Dokis and 1 Lily. Well, I'm missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 RGVs. Not bad. But yeah, pretty generous with the banners, honestly. Like, buying units is not too expensive. That's probably why you see so many people running around with fully imprinted messiahs. So yeah, that's the summon system. It's okay. It's cheaper than other games, to say the least. And then let's talk about the gearing system. So this is probably what I don't like the most about this game. So look at this, right? It's kind of a mess. So every character has 6 pieces of gear, and then they have their shell, which is the E7 equivalent like of an artifact, right? But like these are farmable, so you don't have to pull on them. But there is in some insane RNG that goes into farming this stuff. So there is a lot of sets. There are a whole bunch of sets, right? And you basically, at the end game, you cap out at one 12-piece set, one 8-piece set, and then one special 6-piece set. And this 6-piece set can only be completed by having, you can only equip one of these, and then you have to get it from your shell. So this 6-piece set is like the super end game. Is very hard to put together. And then yeah. And yet, yes, that is a second speed set. There are 3 speed sets in this game. There's like the base speed set, and then there are 2 special speed sets. But you can only have like one of them, right? So yeah, that's a lot already. And so most of the RNG is it's mainly on like the right side gear. So the gear that drops in the highest difficulty farming stages will always be mythic rarity, but the only thing the mythic rarity does is it only changes like it's the main stat, like how high your main stat will be. It has nothing to do with your it has nothing to do with like how many lines your substats will have. Like so for example, um so this could have, so this mythic piece of gear, it could have like either two matrices and like 2 to 3 matrices, right? And then the substats could start with 2 to 4 lines of stats. And I'm pretty sure like the 4-liners are much rarer than the 2 to 3. And then the main stat can be anything besides speed, including flat stats. So yeah, that's a lot of RNG, right? And the bad thing about like these matrices being like 2 to 3, it means that, so for endgame gearing, to achieve like 12, 6, and then 8 of something, you can only afford to have one piece of gear that is a 2 matrix. Everything else has to be 3. Which is pretty sad. But yeah, that's like the min-maxing. Of course, like you can just go like broken sets on like some units. Like some units, they like this speed unit, for example. I don't need to have an 8-piece set. I just need to be as fast as possible. But like for other units that you want to min-max, like units that aren't like all about speed, you definitely want like a 12-piece, a 6-piece, and then an 8-piece. And to achieve that, yeah, you need everything to have a 3 set. And then like you can have one gear that's a 2. So yeah, that is a lot of RNG. And then let's talk about the shell. So this guy, so shells also have matrices, and of course they're random. So like you get random matrices from like a pool of 10 different ones. And and the shells with 3 matrices are extremely rare. Like it took me about 3,000 energy to find this guy, right? And I was really fortunate that he has both of the speed sets, like Swift Rush plus Swift Raid. Like this was my first of its kind. Like it took like 3,000 energy, and I was definitely really lucky. And then shells also have passive effects that are all RNG. Like you had to spend currency to re-roll these, right? And like this can roll anywhere from like 7 to 20 speed, and then this can have like 30% HP defense or attack. And like yeah, this is very RNG and like very expensive. So yeah, insane amounts of gear RNG, and it's pretty frustrating, but also it feels really good to get a good piece and complete sets. Like my Lily, right? So before I got this shell, she was like 287 speed, but then after I got the shell, like she shot up to like 307. So that's pretty cool, but it did take me 3 whole days of full refresh farming, and I had to get lucky. So yeah, the gear is extremely RNG, but it's also kind of fun completing the sets. Not gonna lie. And honestly, yeah, that's all I have to say about the gear. It is also extremely expensive to upgrade things, so it's also very punishing if you like, upgrade like useless stuff. And like you also go completely broke speed checking. Like if you thought speed checking in E7 is bad, speed checking is god awful here. Like you literally don't have enough literally don't have enough currency to speed upgrade. And yeah, besides gear, so let's talk about like the balancing. The devs have already confirmed that they will do nerfs and buffs between RTA seasons, but of course it's too early to say how good their balancing will be. So yeah, I don't have much to say about like the PvP balance. I did play RTA a little bit on stream the other day, and it felt pretty fun, honestly. And like, yeah, it was fun. But yeah, I can't really comment on the balancing. But hot topic. Um, right now, PvE balancing. I know a lot of people will be are like discouraged by not having one or more of Lily, Kloss, and Shadow Sanya, and like I can relate, right? I don't have Shadow Sanya, and I don't have Kloss. And I didn't start clearing my first Inferno until almost level 60. Like the first Inferno I cleared was Doki Doki, right? But I couldn't do this until I was like near level 60. But people with Shadow Sanya, they were clearing Terror, and they were clearing Nico Nana like as soon as they hit level 50, because like Shadow Sanya and Lily, like the dot team was just really broken because like the gear requirement was so low. But for me, I had to work on my Inferno Doki first to get good enough gear to do Nico Nana on Inferno. But now I'm working. I have like a progression path to like clearing everything on Inferno now, which is nice. But yeah, that's I know people are really discouraged about like the unit gap, but it's honestly fine because people discovered a lot of good tech with SR units like Kachi the Guard and Viper, so that you'll be able to clear Inferno stages like for sure, even if you're missing a lot of core units. And it doesn't really matter if people cleared Inferno stages like what, 4 days earlier than I did, because like the difference won't really be noticeable in a month or two, I guess. And I will admit though, if you aren't a nerd and you didn't do your PvE research very carefully, you will have a very bad time because you'll probably waste your lattices on stupid stuff like me. Like I wasted 8 lattices on this gray unit that I don't even use anymore. And I don't have a reset for him. Like this would have served me so well on like my Kachi and like my red Kazuyo or something. So yeah, the PvE is very fine, but I think people are just mad because like they wasted their resources and now they can't clear content. But I promise you, if you do your research, if you plan out your Inferno teams, you will have a perfectly fine time. Like you just need this little punk, right? And like among some other things. But yeah, PvE overall fine if you do your research. It's so fine to be missing certain units. So now, big question is is the game fun and would I recommend it? Honestly, I had fun with it overall. I even played RTA on stream the other day and it was fun. I had no idea what I was doing, but it was still fun for some reason. The progression is fun. The honeymoon period is fun. Like doing all the pulls, like getting like units. A lot of fun. Um, a lot of RNG, and it was frustrating at times, but it feels really good to like overcome like the walls and like get really nice gear and shell drops. But what doesn't feel good is everything is so costly. 6-starring units is expensive. Skilling up units is really expensive. Upgrading gear, upgrading shells, it's really expensive. Basically, the game punishes you really hard for making suboptimal decisions, and it's not good for like more casual players or people who didn't spend hours on Twitch, Discord, or YouTube researching how to be super optimal. Like I understand E7 was very punishing in its early days as well, but that was 7 years ago. If you release a game to compete with E7, you should have modernized it a bit more in my opinion. Like, I know the free unequipped is nice and there are gear presets, but honestly, who cares when the upgrade costs are like 10 times more expensive? So yeah, I had fun with it. I would give it a try if you want to play an early version of E7. It's the game is still very young though. Who knows? Who knows how it's gonna be in a few months from now? But I think it'll be fine. It'll be a fun alternative to E7. But I do think E7 is still king. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.